when we ask for textbooks and materials on the first day, when children walk into a building, that somehow we're being unreasonable.
Welcome, welcome students, welcome parents, welcome friends and supporters, welcome teachers. Welcome to those that have traveled from out of town. Welcome to those that are watching this in front of a TV or in front of a computer. You may not be here physically, but your presence here is palpable. The CTU, Chicago's Teachers Union, has received support from across the world. And it is without question that together we stand strong. Again, welcome to all. My name is Rolando Vasquez, and I am a teacher. I teach middle school on the south side of Chicago at Bryant Park Elementary. I'm also proud to say that I'm a member and a delegate for the Chicago Teachers Union. We have an amazing program for you today, and at this time I'd like to introduce my sister in the good fight, Crystal Williams.
What's up, Chicago? Teachers Union! All right, we are here to have a good time. We know that we are in a fight. We are in the fight for our lives, but let me let you know, sisters and brothers, it's not over yet. When we get back, we gotta still fight. We gotta fight like we have never fought before. As he said, my name is Crystal Williams. I'm an organizer with the Chicago Teachers Union / PSRP, proud to be one. I want to let you know that we have sign language translation available here at left of the stage. If someone needs sign language translations, please move them toward the front of the stage and to my right. All right, thank you. So let's get started with this program. We got to change.
Just pass it over to me.
We'll change it to
okay, go ahead.
We have a slight change in the program. We want to first introduce. Yeah.
She's going to introduce Jackson first.
Okay.
We're fine. We're fine.
Go ahead.
So slight change in the program, but you won't notice it. Brothers and sisters, our union has not struck in a generation. There were real reasons to fear whether we could do this. The work we have done over the last few years, meetings, rallies, sit-ins, vigils, meetings of our members, and meetings within the community, organizing committees, and learning that if we were willing to take some risks and have our allies by our side, we could fight back. It really paid off. Participation has been incredibly high. It's impossible to track every member, but from what we've compiled so far, it looks like we're well over 95% members have been participating in their school pickets. Turnout at the mass rallies has been beyond our wildest dreams. Tens of thousands of CTU members and our allies every day. Easily the largest and most inspiring demonstrations that most of us have ever experienced. The initiative of our rank and file members took our struggle into the neighborhoods in a way that no TV ad could ever do it. Just one example. Just one example. Parent forums across the city that informed parents showed them that rank and file educators are the union and brought them out to our picket lines. Hundreds of our members converged on the Hyde Park site where Penny Pritzker's Hyatt just took a giant TIF grant and robbed our schools of millions of dollars. On the first day of the strike alone, at least 15 aldermen and elected officials had members show up at their office, either winning their pledge of support or staging a rally at their front door. Just yesterday, there was a picnic organized in front of Danny Solis's office by the local schools. Ready? Got this point to make just this. Sure. We have Bird Dog Ram and Brizard across the city, picketing their speaking engagements and press events and causing them to embarrass themselves, canceling event after event rather than be confronted by the Chicago Teachers Union. We did not start this fight. At this time, I'd like to introduce our next speaker, Jackson Potter. Forgive me, it is another Jackson, though, the Honorable Reverend Jesse Jackson, Sr.
Before we commence this rally, I want us to stop for a moment for our 4 fallen diplomats in Libya who were so brutally killed and who were part of a larger acts of terrorism around the world that's now shaking our foundations. And while we pray for the families of those who've lost loved ones in Libya, we've lost more children in Chicago than we have in Libya and in Iraq and in Afghanistan. So we challenge the culture of violence. Let's join hands and bow our heads in prayer for the bereaved family members who've lost loved ones in the terror act in Libya and in our own city. Accept our petition. Accept our fervent appeal for a world more civil, more tolerant, and less violent. Forgive our sins and the foolishness of our ways. Make us a better and a stronger people. We thank you for teachers who care, who teach us better, who make us better, that we might become better. Bless these teachers in their efforts to make a more just world and a more world of peace. Amen. Let me hear you scream, teachers. Let me hear you scream. Say, respect the teachers. Respect the teachers. Save the children. Respect the teachers. Save the children. Teaching matters. Books matter. Libraries matter. Well-rounded education matters. Support the teachers. Save the children. We learn together. We live together. Red and yellow. Brown, black, and white. We're all precious in God's sight. Everybody is somebody. Through it all, we struggle, and we will prevail. Keep hope alive. Let me hear you scream. When we marched down the roads of Alabama fighting for the right to vote some years ago, the struggle seemed local to us. We didn't realize we were shaking the earth, this whole quest for democracy. The struggle that you launched in Chicago, this is not just a Chicago struggle. This is a struggle for working people everywhere. It's a struggle for transit workers. It's a struggle for coal miners. It's a struggle for working women who cannot get equal pay. It's a struggle for more Pell Grants. It's a struggle for jobs that pay. A struggle for justice. And you led this fight to open up a new dimension of courage. Karen Lewis deserves a big round of applause. Give her a big hand. Our mission is very clear. We fight for equal, high-quality public education for all. Say equal, high-quality public education for all children, not education for a few, for all children. On the front side, prenatal care, Head Start, and daycare, resident welfare, and jail care. On the back side, teach our children, pay our teachers, make the environment safe, and make the environment secure. The struggle is not over. So the struggle is not over. Let me say this and I close you today. When we debated this week the issues of recall, being fair and respectful, the teachers having a place at the table, the struggle to have a proper and fair evaluation. When school opens again, there'll be 160 schools without a public library, 140 south of North Avenue. When school opens again, there'll be 400,000 children and 325 counselors. When school opens again, there'll be a school yet without books. And so we fight today for schools on the south and west side that look like schools on the north side. We fight to end poverty. We fight to end poverty. We fight for equality. We fight for security. End inequality now. Jobs with security now. Keep hope alive. Our struggle is not in vain. Our struggle is not in vain. Keep hope alive. We're winning every day. Forward ever, backwards never. We will not surrender. We will keep hope alive. Love you.
Whole schools?
Our schools.
Whole schools?
Our schools.
Whole schools? Whole schools? Whole schools? Whole schools? Whose kids? Whose kids? Whose kids? Whose kids? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Thank you.
At this time, we're going to hear from Cruz. At this time, we're going to hear from Cruz Salucio from the Coalition of Immokalee Workers. Give him a warm welcome.
Muy buenas tardes a todos. Mi nombre es Cruz Salucio. Yo soy miembro de la Coalición de Trabajadores de Immokalee, Florida.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Cruz Salucio. I am a member and worker of the Coalition of Immokalee Workers.
Parece que el día de hoy no hay escuela según, pero creo que nosotros estamos educando al mundo con lo que estamos haciendo el día de hoy.
It seems today that there's no school, but in reality we are educating the world. Ain't that right?
Así es, la coalición está en solidaridad con todos ustedes por su lucha.
The Coalition of Immokalee Workers is in solidarity with this struggle.
Hemos aprendido como trabajadores del campo de que es importante hacer todo el esfuerzo, quizás ir en huelga de hambre, hacer huelga como ustedes están haciendo o marchar 232 millas para poder hacer un cambio para la vida de mucha gente.
As an agricultural worker, we have realized that sometimes we have to do things like hunger strikes or strikes in general, 232-mile marches and such to show or to get our point across.
De esta forma hemos podido traer 10 corporaciones trabajando junto con la Coalición de Trabajadores de Immokalee para apoyar un cambio importante para los derechos humanos de los trabajadores, un mejor salario y también mejores condiciones.
And in this way, we have brought 10 corporations to work with the Coalition of Immokalee Workers to sign the Fair Food Agreement, and it allows better wages and rights for the workers in the fields.
Gracias por su apoyo de todos ustedes. Chicago también hizo posible de traer a McDonald's a la mesa con nosotros y hoy estamos aquí en Chicago porque Chipotle se ha negado a firmar un acuerdo con la coalición. Por esa razón los invitamos hoy a una acción allá en Lincoln Park.
So thank you everybody for all the solidarity. In the past, we have won against McDonald's thanks to Chicago's supportive collaboration with the Coalition of Immokalee Workers. And today, we are here in Chicago as well to be at Lincoln Park asking Chipotle to sign on to the Fair Food Agreement. And we will be there at 5 p.m. over at Lincoln Park.
Sí se puede. Sí se puede.
Yes, we can.
Thank you. Let's keep this moving along. Next, we have Congressman Jan Schakowsky.
Congresswoman.
Teachers, I wanted to come here today to stand in solidarity with you as a former teacher myself, as the daughter of a CTU member, as a proud union member, and as a progressive Democrat in the United States Congress. When the Chicago Teachers Union win, public education around the country wins. Our children win, and all American workers win. We will triumph. Thank you.
All right, next we have a sister, teacher Tyra Stamps, Jenner School. I couldn't say nothing. Good morning! I am here to speak truth to power. I am here to power people who work. I am here to stand on this city and say we are ready for working people to take back the city that works. So it's time to stop lying. Because it's all about design. Stop lying, because it's all about design. Charter schools, by design, putting communities of poor, Latino, and black folk. Why? To give a little competition for the rich line pockets of wealthy corporate businessmen. That's all it's about. That's all it's about. It's not about educating our babies better. It's not about giving them access to a quality education, because they are not doing any better than regular neighborhood schools. So give us our money back. It is time for working people to take back the city that works. It's all about design. Stop your lying. Closing of schools. They say they got to close 100 schools to pay teachers. Damn lie. You got the money. You just got charter schools $76 million. You got the money to pay teachers in neighborhood schools. Stop lying. School closings directly impact African American communities, which directly impact African American teachers, which directly impact the middle class of the African American community. So we got to stand up to these tactics that are destroying our city. Finally, everybody is accountable, not just the teacher, the parent, the alderman, the mayor, everybody. If teachers got to be accountable, every damn body got to be accountable. Stop lying. It's by design. Working people take back the city that works. Stand up. Stand down. Chicago is a union town. Get up. Get down. Chicago is a union town. Get up. Get down. Chicago is a union town. Get up. Get down. Chicago is a union town. Get up. Get down. Chicago is a union town. At this time, it brings me great pleasure to introduce this young lady. I know personally that she is a PSIP, and she has represented PSIPs for as long as she has been working in her career. She has worked hard to get where she is. Let us welcome Loretta Johnson, Secretary Treasurer, American Federation of Teachers.
Greetings from AFT. We stand with you. We stand right in your place. I am saying to you, I remember, and I can go back to Baltimore when we had a 95% strike. It didn't look like this. You have proven to the world that you are not going to take it anymore. You stood up. The challenge was to stand up for students, and you did that. Respect, dignity, and resources. That's what you asked for. They tried to make it something different. But if you don't stand up for children, who will? Who will? We haven't seen the legislators. We haven't seen the government. We only seen teachers and paraprofessionals in those schools working. And when they come up with problems, they don't ask us. They send a memo. Well, you sent a memo. We're not taking it no longer. Your fight is our fight. And we are proud to be with you. And it's because of the students that you have the courage to put your jobs on the line. And because of that, parents is supporting you. The parents are with you, 65%. Teachers and paraprofessionals, staff and nurses, college professionals and public employees, all are members of AFT, are facing the same challenges in the communities, and they are having the same things you want, and that is in these communities, security, dignity, respect, and resources. Yes, resources. You know, what you've done is send a message across this country. And that message has to be loud and clear. We hear it in Baltimore, we hear it all across the country, is that you're not going to have a good quality school system unless you give teachers voices. Collaboration, partners at the table. Changes can come, but they shouldn't come without us. We have to be at that table, and you set that example. Thank you. You are number one. Chicago, you're not just calling for a better school day or a longer school day. You're calling for a better school day. And then we're making them invest in our children. And together, the members of CTU, parents, and community can ensure that every school in Chicago is a school where parents want to send their kids, and teachers want to teach, and paraprofessionals want to go and support their teachers. You know, I have a saying that I say when I was on the strike like you, if you see me in the fight with the bear, help the bear. And that's what you have done, taken on the bear. Thank you. Thank you for letting me come. AFT is here to support you. I believe. I heard something at the convention, and it said, are you fired up? We're not taking it no more. Thank you.
Greetings from the Illinois Education Association, 133,000 educators across this state. Yes. And many are here today. Our IEA board came on a bus and in cars. We have people here from way down south to all parts of this state. And we stand with you, and we stand beside you. Your fight is our fight. You can't see it, but I have a star on my shirt. And the star is because you are stars, CTU. You are stars in standing up and speaking out. And we have educators all across this state who are stars every day in their schools in their communities. Now, I know some say we don't care about kids. Is that true? No. And they say we don't work long enough. Is that true? And they say we don't work hard. Is that true? Well, I say to the politicians and the big business people, you spend one day in our classrooms. For that matter, you spend 1 hour. IEA stands with our colleagues. We have an IEA Lake Forest on strike. The board says they're going to bring in scabs and start school. We stand with CTU. We stand with IFT. We stand with all of our labor, the police, the fire, our healthcare workers, our state workers, AFL-CIO, SEIU, everyone together, because we are one. And because we know that strong schools make strong communities, and strong schools make strong citizens. And we know we are with you because we're all in this together. Thank you.
Strong schools, strong communities, strong schools, strong communities, strong schools. Come on, y'all. What we want? Strong communities, strong, 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 strong. All right. At this time, I bring to you Brian Harris, the president of the Chicago Alliance of Charter Teachers and Staff, Local 4343.
Thank you. This is really amazing. I'm a charter school teacher of 9th graders, special ed teacher. Let me tell you a little bit about our union. We have just over 300 members at 14 schools, which sounds small and kind of cute, but 3.5 years ago, we had no members. We're expanding about 4 schools a year. We've been talking to charter teachers all over the city interested in joining a union because charter teachers have terrible working conditions, and they're the terrible working conditions that the board wants for you, and we are not going to be behind that. Thank you. A couple points I want to make about charter teachers. Charter teachers don't work in charter schools because they love privatizing education. You know, we work in charter schools because that's where we got jobs. And it's unfortunate that so many use our labor and our dedication to our students to divide teachers. We're not going to be a part of that. Yeah. You know, something I always want to emphasize is that hostility to working people and to teachers' rights is a feature of charter schools. We represent 14 schools, as I said before. Only 2 of those schools did we get voluntary recognition. And every other school we've had to fight. In 2 cases, we've been fighting for 2 years for the teachers to get representation that they asked for. You know, I remember when we were organizing Civitas schools 3 years ago that CTU members were calling my boss, asking her to recognize our union. And I want to thank you for that and let you know that we're here for you, too, even though we're small. Thank you very much. All right.
Let me remind you, we did not start this fight. But you better believe we will not just sit down and take it. We will not just sit down and shut up. We stand up to bullies. Our union and supporters have never been stronger, and the fight is not over. So at this time, I want to bring to the stage Grammy Award-winning artist and community activist, Chair Rhymefest Smith. Give it up.
First of all, everybody give it up for the fearless leader of the union, Karen Lewis. Everybody make some noise for Karen Lewis. Second of all, I am 35 years old, and my 6th grade teacher who supported me all my life is here today, Miss Burrell. Please make some noise for my 6th grade teacher who supported me from 6th grade all the way to 35 years old. Miss Burrell, I love you very much. My name is Che Rhinefest Smith. I am a Grammy Award winning artist. I wrote the song Jesus Walks for Kanye West. Among other music I've written, I am married to a Chicago CPS teacher and member of the union. I have 2 children that go to CPS schools. But I was a high school dropout. I was a high school dropout. When I was in my junior year of high school, I decided, with the inspiration of a science teacher, I decided that I wanted to graduate. I decided that I wanted to do right and graduate with the other peers in my class. That teacher took me to the principal's office. She wanted to help me to do what I needed to do to catch up, to graduate. The principal told me and the teacher, "You don't have enough credits, sir, to be a freshman, let alone a junior." At that moment, I realized that the system had failed me, and I had failed me. And the only one that was trying to get me back in the game was that science teacher. All right now. So what was I going to do? What was I going to do? Was the choice I had from the principal was, well, you can go to school another 4 years. And at that point, I realized that there are young people that want to graduate, but are being passed along with a failing system. That's right. Young people that want to get their act together when they get a certain wisdom and understanding, when a certain teacher comes into their lives and inspires them to go forward. But guess what? Now they realize the system had held them back for all of those years. So a lot of our dropout students are not students that don't want to get a diploma. They're students that were failed by their parents, by the system, and by themselves, not by our teachers. That teacher, that science teacher, I will never forget Miss Harris. That science teacher, when I decided I wasn't going to go to high school for another 4 years, I was going to leave high school. She got me into an alternative program. Now, that wasn't where she worked at, but she got me into an alternative program so that I could gain that high school diploma. She helped me fill out applications for college. And when I got to college, that was the first time I ever made her class was the first time I ever made an A. The second time was in college, where I made my second A. And I kept going from there. Today, I see a system that is not only failing the children, but it's also failing those teachers. Today, as I look out, I see hijabs, I see yarmulkes, I see signs in Spanish. But you know what I see more than that? I see red. I see red. And there's some people who say, oh, they want to know what the teachers are getting paid this much and how much are the teachers getting paid. No teacher becomes a teacher because of money. No teacher becomes a teacher because they think they're going to get rich. This is not a get-rich job. This is a love job. This is a job where we give love, where you give love to us. And so closing out, I want to thank every teacher in the house for the love that you've given us and the love that you've given my child and the love that you're giving these children all around Chicago. And I love you back. I love you, teachers. Thank you. I'm Che Rhinefest Smith.
How you feeling, Chicago? Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, these corporate deformers are beginning to realize that our spirit will not be broken. That's right. We will continue to fight to get our people back to work. Our strength and unity has already knocked merit pay off the table. That's a good thing. You can clap for that. Our fight has secured the full school day positions and brought 600 people back to work. All right. So right about now, I'd like to bring Pat Camden to the stage. Pat Camden is the spokesman for the Fraternal Order of Police, Lodge number 7. Give it up for Mr. Camden.
Thank you. Thank you. Good? All right, a little closer. My fellow public servants, I'm here to let you know that the Fraternal Order of Police stands behind your action 100%. And just as a reminder, the light at the end of the tunnel isn't a freight train. It's a fair contract that's coming your way. Not only did you turn around and give your union president, Karen Lewis, a strong vote of confidence when they tried to change the game plan on how you could strike, you turned around and gave her a 90% vote. And when the strike was called, you showed up in numbers that the city did not expect. Outstanding. In yesterday's paper, an alderperson actually stated Karen Lewis has been very provocative, and at times rather insulting. Seriously? If I recall, she was not the one throwing the F-bombs. It was the mayor that did it. The same alderperson also stated that there was anger amongst the ranks of teachers. Imagine that. You gave a 90% vote to strike, and he thinks you might be angry. Well, let me tell you, they got the message all right. It was loud and clear as thousands of you walked around City Hall last Saturday to show exactly what a union stands for. The teachers' union was supposed to be the first domino to fall. That's not the case. Ladies and gentlemen, the FOP stands behind you as well as the firefighters. And we ask that you don't forget us in our upcoming contract fight. God bless you all.
Fair contract on the way. We'll see about that. At this time, I want to introduce two people. Candace Owley is she's from the Wisconsin Nurses Association of AFT, American Federation of Teachers, and also Mr. Bob Peterson, who is the president of the Milwaukee Teachers Education Association, editor of Rethinking Schools, and he just told me they brought 2 buses from Wisconsin.
Chicago. What a great day for Chicago, for the students, for the parents, for the whole city. And let me tell you, from Wisconsin, this is a great day for the labor movement. By now you know, in Wisconsin, we rallied, we marched, we occupied, and I can tell you, CTU was there with us from the beginning, and we thank you for that. I'm with the AFT nurses, and our battle is your battle, and we are united across the country as we stand up for working families and for our unions and for the patients and for the students and for the communities that we support. This is why Bob Peterson here is with me. He's the head of our teachers in Milwaukee, and he's a fantastic labor leader. He's going to bring you more greetings from Milwaukee. Bob.
Thank you. Greetings of solidarity from Wisconsin. Greetings from the state where teachers led the fight against Governor Walker to the city where teachers are standing firm against Rahm Emanuel. Walker and Emanuel are two sides of the same pro-corporate, pro-privatization agenda. 19 months ago, we surrounded the Wisconsin State Capitol. We demonstrated daily. We demanded that teachers be treated like professionals. We demanded that unions' rights be guaranteed. And we demanded that students have adequate resources. At that time, a visiting Chicago teacher said to me, "You teachers in Wisconsin are our heroes." Today, I come to Chicago and say to you, you teachers in Chicago are our heroes. You demanded, and we have in Wisconsin, that public education be a priority for our cities, not privatized charters, not private voucher schools, not turnaround schools, but public schools. We know that Chicago public schools are the only institution that has the capacity, the commitment, and legal obligation to serve all students. Whether in Wisconsin or Chicago, Little Rock or Los Angeles, students deserve the same resources as their affluent counterparts. Our students deserve an education that's rich in the arts, that's strong in physical education, and that's rigorous in study. They do not deserve a dumbed-down, data-drenched, test-driven curriculum. And we teachers deserve to be treated as professionals. As professionals, we demand that our students receive a comprehensive, quality education. Above all, both history and morality demand that we oppose educational apartheid. Both history and morality demand that we promote democracy and justice for all. Your struggle is our struggle. Greetings from solidarity from Wisconsin. We thank you. We salute you. Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Welcome to those of you who just arrived. Masses of students joined our marches, organized our marching bands to join our events and plan actions against overtesting and union busting. Letters of support, donations to the Solidarity Fund, or volunteers have come in from nearly every state in the nation. We've heard from local unions from California to right here in Illinois who are locked in tough contract campaigns, thanking us for giving them the inspiration to decide to fight. Rallies have been held in our support by teachers in Baltimore, parents in Texas. Hundreds gathered to support us in New York City. Internationally, support is coming from unions in Haiti, Greece, Germany, France, Ireland, England, Australia, Canada, Puerto Rico, and South Africa. Our next speaker is Tom Balanoff, President, Service Employees Industrial Union, SEIU Local 1.
Hello,
sisters and brothers, SEIU is here in solidarity with the Chicago teachers. You know, brothers and sisters, we're purple, but until you get justice, we're red. We're red. We stand with you as trade unionists. Brothers and sisters, you know, many of the workers, other workers in the public schools, because of contractual reasons, couldn't honor the picket lines. They're with you. But my local that represents the privatized janitors, we can. And I'm glad to tell you that yesterday at Roberto Clemente, Lane Tech, and Chicago Agricultural School, High School, our members stood outside in a sympathy strike. The janitors right here, they stand because your fight is our fight. Your fight is our fight. Your fight is our fight. And your victory is a victory for all workers. Brothers and sisters, we stand with you because we're trade unionists. And trade unionists, we stand with all other trade unionists and all workers when they're in a struggle. We will be there, as I know you'll be there as our fights continue. But we also stand with you as parents and grandparents, because we know that the teachers are the ones who are looking out for our children. The teachers are the ones who understand that our children have great barriers to overcome, and they help them do that. To the teachers, our children, not a number, as it is to the City Hall. So we will stand with you, brothers and sisters, all of SCIU, Local 1, our healthcare local, HCRI, and Local 73, the largest union in the state of Illinois. We're with you as long as it takes. Now, brothers and sisters, I also wanted to take an opportunity to introduce some real allies, some political leaders, not politicians, but political leaders who are principled and will stand up for working people whenever there's a threat to them. I'd like to introduce you to 4 aldermen, leaders of the Progressive Caucus, who have stood with the teachers. Alderman Rick Munoz. Alderman Bob Fioretti. Alderman John Arena, and Alderman Nick Sposato. They stand with us. They stand with the teachers. Also, brothers and sisters, a real political leader from the county who's been always with workers. Let's give a big welcome to Chuy Garcia, Commissioner Garcia. Brothers and sisters, we stand with you. If you believe this contract meets your needs, and you support it tomorrow, we celebrate with you and we congratulate you. But if you don't, and you got to continue to struggle, purple will be there, purple and red together, all workers together, we all win. Thank you very much. Sí se puede, sí se puede, sí se puede, sí se puede, sí se puede.
The teachers united will never be defeated. Teachers united will never be defeated.
Teachers united will never be defeated. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our next speaker, not only because he's a good friend and a teacher, but because he's a recent dad just like me. Please give a warm welcome to David Hernandez, teacher, Social Justice High School.
Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. I wish everyone could see what it looks like from up here, this sea of red. It's an amazing thing. It's beautiful. This is a historic rally, and it's an illustration of our strength, our solidarity, and more importantly, our collective power. Again, my name is David Hernandez, and I'm a teacher at Social Justice High School, which is one of 4 small schools on the Little Village Lawndale High School campus. I'm also a union delegate, and I'm one of 4 picket captains that have been on the line for the last 5 days. I want to provide you with some testimony about what's happening on the front lines. And so our brothers and sisters have been energetic, they've been motivated, they've been disciplined, and they've been creative, to say the least. We've sung, we've chanted, we've made music, we've danced, we've marched, we've flyered, we've canvassed. I want to quickly talk about some very important language that we want to see secured in this upcoming contract, and that's the recall policy. We've been losing a lot of members left and right due to the expansion of charter schools. That's right. Most of these members are experienced veteran teachers who are predominantly African American and Latinos. That's right. And that is because the charter schools are focused on the west side and the south side of the city. That's right. So therefore, we want to make sure that these teachers who are let go at no fault of their own are given a priority in the hiring process. We all know how important experience is in the teaching profession. There are certain skills and tools that you can't learn in a college textbook. You can only get them from years of teaching in the classroom. I'm learning how to de-escalate a conflict in the classroom, how to motivate a child to do homework, how to be a shoulder to cry on, how to reflect on your lessons and improve them. That only comes with years of teaching experience. According to the board, experience doesn't matter, but that is coming from their business perspective as they see teachers' salaries as a large expense and want to reduce the cost. Our students deserve better, our parents deserve better, our city deserves better. And we're going to make sure that we stay out on the line until we get a contract that secures this. CTU, make some noise! CTU! CTU! Power to the people!
Chicago and family, make some noise! We are here in the strong city of Chicago, but we know this fight is not limited to Chicago. Working people all over this country and all over the world are being attacked and accused of being greedy. Give me a break. We didn't cause this financial mess. We received a letter from Switzerland, which reads as following. Across the oceans, the wishes of the 1% affect us the same. They want to take the most possible riches from the majority of the population. Across the oceans, we affirm the solidarity of the 99% who are those who have nothing but their jobs, and sometimes not even that, to survive. Working people under attack, what do? Stand up, fight back. Working people under attack, what do? Stand up, fight back. Public education under attack, what do? Stand up, fight back. Working people under attack, what do? Stand up, fight back. It's amazing when teachers are called heroes, but you know what? We have other heroes too, and we're fortunate enough to have Gene Ross, President, National Nurses United. Nurses are heroes!
Thank you. Well, the nurses love you guys, let me tell you that. As he said, I am president for National Nurses United. We represent over 180,000 direct care nurses across the country, and we support you wholeheartedly. I'd like to thank you for this opportunity to be here. I love these little uprisings. First Wisconsin and now you guys. It says, you gotta love the Midwest, right? That's right. We people have common sense. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I am a registered nurse. I am a product of first the Catholic school system and then subsequently the public school system. I have to say you folks were a lot kinder to me than the nuns, but I learned a lot from both of you. So what have I learned? Well, in my job as a nurse, I have many tasks to do, but the most important is to advocate for my patients just as you advocate for your students and families. And in order to do that, I have to do what's called critical thinking. Now, lucky for me, I can not only read and write and speak coherently, but I also can think critically. Now, where do you suppose I would have learned that? Who taught me that? Teachers, thank you very much. Teachers taught me that. I also know what solidarity means and why what you're doing here is so important, not just for yourselves, but for all of us across the country. I know that. I learned some of those things. I actually had some labor history along the way. I don't know if we even teach that anymore, but I know how important unions have been and how important they are for us. Now, where did I learn that? From some teachers. Thank you very much. I also believe and I know that if you want to know how to make the public school system better, how to fix what's wrong in the classroom, you don't ask an unelected board, you don't ask your mayor, you don't ask your governor, you don't ask the president, you ask the people who do the work, right? Now, where do you suppose I learned that? No, my father taught me that. My father's a very bright man, and he always said, you trust the people who do the work, and we do. I want to address just one of the comments before I quit, because I see the wonderful public support that you have, not just here in your own state, but across the country, and I understand why you have it, but there still have been some negative comments. One of the things I heard come out of Emmanuel's mouth was that this is a choice you made. It's a choice, and it didn't have to be. He's absolutely right. It is a choice. And he made it, not you. You try to get 30,000 plus people to just calmly go along and have a strike. Oh yeah, I'm sure they'd rather do that than sit in a classroom, do what they love, teach their students, and get a decent paycheck. No, it's a choice he made. And you folks stood up to him, and you are still teaching us. And what you're teaching us today and this past week is what solidarity really means. And I thank you.
How you feeling, Chicago? Now ask me how I'm feeling. Ask me how are you feeling. Ask me how I'm feeling. Ask me how I'm feeling. I feel pretty good. Our next speaker is Mike Kerrigan, the Illinois AFL-CIO. Please give it up for Mike Kerrigan.
Good afternoon. As president of the Illinois AFL-CIO, and my partner Tim Dray is here, Secretary-Treasurer, we come on behalf of the million working women and men of Illinois to say good job, good solidarity. You've done well. You know, in Springfield, whenever the General Assembly's in session, labor groups come in to lobby their causes, to lobby different bills. We have lots of rallies, and we always start with one request. Did you bring a sign? Well, let's see them. Get them up there. Let's see them. Very, very good. President Karen Lewis, President Dan Montgomery of the Illinois Federation of Teachers, President Jorge Ramirez of the Chicago Federation of Labor. You guys have worked hard. You've had to be exhausted by now. The job's not done, but they couldn't do it without all of you in this crowd. People were struggling in every state in the nation. You know what's going on in Indiana, what's going on in Wisconsin. Well, somewhere the fight has to stop, and it stopped in Chicago. You stood the ground. When they came to Illinois, when they came to Springfield, they said, we're going to pass legislation to prevent you from going on strike. 75% criteria. You said, we've had enough. We've had enough, and you turned out and said 75 doesn't get it. We're together. We'll stand in solidarity, and you did it. That's right. People, one final comment. Nobody in this park today, nobody could have got it done by themselves. It took all of you in a solidarity, all of you being part of a union, all of you being part of the Illinois labor movement and the national labor movement. Stay in there till the job's done. Thank you very much.
Let me tell you guys something. We've fallen asleep out here. We have, if it's been told to me, we have about 25,000 people in this park. Verizon Network ain't got nothing on the Chicago Teachers Union. Karen Lewis, President, need every last one of y'all standing behind her. 25,000 plus strong. We fired up. They coming after our schools. You all need to understand, this fight ain't over. Ain't no contract been signed. We have not said yes to anything. You all make sure you understand you leave this park, you take back. We still on strike. We still fighting. We want a fair contract, and we want it now. Let me tell you one thing. We got somebody coming up, and I work with this gentleman when the boy went after schools in Bronzeville. And we fought together. And it's not over. We're going to fight some more. We have no time to be reactive to the boys' agenda. We have to be proactive to what they plan to bring us going forward. Now let's get fired up. Let's get ready, and let's continue to fight. At this time, I bring you G2 Brown, education organizer from the Kenwood Oakland Community Organization. Coco.
When I say teachers, y'all say fight back. Teachers. Teachers. When I say parents, y'all say fight back. Parents. Parents. When I say students, y'all say fight back. Students. Students. When I say people, y'all say fight back. People. People. Thank you. Thank you. Give yourselves a round of applause. I'll make sure to keep this brief. My name is G2 Brown with the Kenwood Oakland Community Organization. And one of the things that we have heard in these teacher contract talks, it was promoted as the main reason why you all are striking, why we are striking, is that teacher evaluation, as if the problem with the school system is teachers. The question I ask you, of everyone out here, is when will we have a system evaluation? When will we evaluate a system that, since Mayoral control in 1995, has widened the achievement gap between black and white students? That's not a teacher problem. That's not a student problem. That's a system problem. When will we hold a system accountable where since 2002, only 18% of the schools that have replaced closed schools are high performing? And of that 18%, half of them are selective enrollment. So CPS is getting out of the neighborhood schools business. When will they be evaluated for that? When will they be evaluated for failed top-down policy after failed top-down policy? So, from the Kenwood Oakland Community Organization, who has been in this fight since 2004, has stood firmly in unity with teachers, we say that we are asking for the union to stand firm. We are asking for the union to make sure that the contract is fair, and we are asking for all of you not to drink the Kool-Aid that is being sold on television. See, there's an elephant in the room. We've come to an incredible moment. This incredible moment where seas of people who have been neglected for decades, who have felt unprotected for years, make some noise if you understand what I'm talking about, who have been demonized for years, finally have union leadership that will stand up, that will hear your cries, that will say, we will represent our members. Community organizations around the entire city of Chicago, many who have stood on the front lines for years with no recognition, with no fanfare, but just trying to make sure that our children have the opportunities they need. We have finally come together, but there's an elephant in the room. This mayor plans to close 80 schools this year. And I'm telling you, first-hand experience from a neighborhood that has endured over 20 school closings or school actions since 1997, we cannot survive 80 school closings. If you want proof, look at Detroit, Michigan. If you want proof, look at Chicago. Look, what was your membership in 2004? 36,000. And due to leadership that was not representing you, your membership is now 26,000. But that 26,000 has to be 26,000 firm, 26,000 strong. And what we are saying is we will stand with you all the way to make sure that what we want is a moratorium on all school closings. So, as I close, repeat after me. 4, 3, 2, 1. School closes moratorium. 4, 3, 2. I can't hear you. What? 4, 3, 2, 1. School closes moratorium. Thank you very much.
All right, let's keep this energy going. At this time, I'm bringing you Katisha Riggs, parent and local school council member of Dyett High School, also parent for Cocoa organization. And following her will be Reverend Krista Austin of Pleasant Gift Baptist Church, also a parent leader for Cocoa. Hello, teachers! Katisha Riggs. My wonderful daughter attends Walter H. Dyett High School. I am on the local school council at her school. Additionally, I am a member of Cocoa organization. Today, I stand as a parent supporting you, the teachers. During these closing phase out hearing, turnaround parents was overlooked, left voiceless, and the board did nothing to protect our kids from harm after their decision. This is why some drop out of school and some become homeless, some grades failing, and kids are in hot schools and lacking programs there, and advanced programs are being taken out. So that's the reason why I'm here today supporting you. Students at Walter H. Dyett on the first day of school had to go through the back door. That's not a welcome sign for students to go through the back door. So they said I said the wrong thing. That is accurate. They're going through the back door at the Walter H. Dyett High School. This is not 1950. This is 2012. Teachers should be the highest paid. And let's say this again. Teachers should be the highest paid. The reason why? Because you turn students into taxpayers, counselors, therapists. You turn them into teachers. You turn them into doctors, lawyers, judges. You turn them to CEO of Chicago Public School. Last but not least, throughout the world, people look up to teachers. Teachers are inspiration. You're the parents when we're not there. You're everything to us in Chicago. So I stand with you. I love you. And dearly, strike, get a fair contract, and on my behalf, stick to it.
Hello, Chicago teachers. My name is Reverend Krista Austin. I'm a parent leader at Cocoa Community Organization. All right. And my son's school, Price, was closed after us standing up against the school policies to close Price School. I'm here to let you know that parents are standing with the teachers today. Right. We want you to continue to fight. Right. Stay on that picket line until you get what you deserve. Right. Tell those corporate bullies that the cavalry is coming. Let them know that we're going to march, march, march until they get what deserve. We're here to let you know today. Tell Rahm Emanuel and Jean-Claude Brazard and David Fatale and Tim Cawley that we're not going to go for the corporate bullying. We know that the Chicago Public Schools have disenfranchised our students and our schools, taking the resources out, deliberately sabotaging our schools so they can come in and take our schools over and give them to third-party entities. That will not go and it will not fly. Today, we stand strong with Karen Lewis. We stand strong with CTU, standing up against these corporate bullies who feel they can walk all over our children and our teachers as if you don't matter by coming in and seizing our educational system. But we're here today to let them know when you push us, we will push back. We will continue to stand unified. We stand on the shoulders of our founding fathers. In 1787, our founding fathers did agree to write a list of principles for keeping people free. They called it the Constitution. It is being used every day to help us to continuously run our country in the right way, a democracy. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide common decency to our people, defense, promote general welfare, and secure the blessing of the liberty to ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and to establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Fight on! Fight on! Fight on! Fight on! Fight on!
Fight on! Fight on! Fight on! Fight on! Fight on! Fight on! Fight on! At this time, I'm going to bring another parent. It's good to see parents out here supporting us because we are being demoralized. They're paying parents to say bad things about us, but we know that our parents depend on us day by day. So at this time, I'm going to introduce to you Erica Clark, Parent for Teachers.
Thank you. I'm the parent of 2 CPS children. I've been in this system for 14 years. And I just want to say one thing on behalf of my family, my kids, and the hundreds of thousands of parents and teachers in this city. Thank you, teachers, and thank you, the Chicago Teachers Union. As parents, we know that it's the teachers in the classroom every day, working hard, doing their best, caring about our kids with few resources. We know that you're the ones that care about our kids, not the politicians, not the Board of Ed, not the suits downtown that have never set foot in our classrooms. We know you care. And I just want to say, though, we've heard a lot of hostility here toward the Board of Ed and toward the city, and I want to say thank you to them. Because of the fight they've picked with teachers and parents here in the city of Chicago, they have awakened a sleeping giant. Parents, teachers, people across our communities in the city are unified like never before. And we are not going to give up. This is a contract fight, but this is a bigger fight, and we are going to keep standing with teachers until we get the kind of education in this city that all our children deserve. This fight is not over, and the parents across this city are with you. Thank you.
All right, at this time, I'm going to introduce some CPS students. Angela Casa of Kevin Park High School and Cassandra Neal from Diet High School. One other student, Stephanie Alvaro from Gage Park High.
Okay. Hello, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Angela Casas. I'm a student at Kelvin Park High School as well as a youth leader with Logan Square Neighborhood Association. And boys Voices of Youth with Chicago Education. I am here today supporting teachers because they're also here today supporting every student out there. Because of my teachers, I am who I am today, and for that, I thank them. Thank you, teachers. All my teachers has pushed me to do better, and if I had to name all the teachers that have made a good impact in my life, the list will forever go on. Because even those who don't have me as a student help me in whatever they can. The decisions that RAM is trying to enforce around our schools are ridiculous. Teachers always go out of their way to do the most they can for their kids, and for that, they are mistreated. If we don't speak up and have a voice now, then we will never be able to. I am willing to stand by my teacher's side for as long as it takes, because through this whole journey, they are keeping their heads up for us. These are whose schools? Whose schools? RAM, we must not let RAM keep on doing these things. We must take a fight, and that's why I am here today.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Keyshawn Neal. I'm a youth leader with the Kenwell Oakland Community Organization. Also a senior at Walter H. Dyer High School and a proud member of Voices of Youth in Chicago's Education. Today I stand in front of you all as a proud supporter of what CTU are doing. I believe that you should have the proper resources to educate me and all my fellow students. As a student myself, we shouldn't have to worry about our schools being closed down, but instead worry about what college we want to go to or what school we're going to get on our ACT. We shouldn't have to read books that are about the same age as us. We shouldn't have to take classes such as PE, art, or advanced placement classes. We shouldn't have a new teacher every year. That's right. CPS and Mayor Romney Manuel focus on putting the teacher evaluations. But what about the system evaluations? How is it that Dyer had the largest increase of students going to college in 2008, but weren't given any resources? As of today, Dyer has three semifinalists for the Posse Scholarship, including me.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing today? My name is Stephanie Alvarado. I'm a sophomore at Gage Park High School, and I'm here to say I support my teachers. When I watched the news Sunday night, we were told that schools are closed to further notice. Right away, I knew I was going to support my teachers 100%. This whole week, I woke up at 7 in the morning, I put on my red CTU shirt, and I attended all the marches and rallies. I even led the chants at Wells High School. Just like our teachers support us every day, it's time for students to support them. I remember in first grade where there was only 15 to 20 students in one classroom. We all each had our own books with our names on it. Now there's overcrowded classrooms, more than 40 students, and especially because my school is tracky, we start in the summer. It gets overheated and it gets really crowded. We all have to share books, and then if we even have homework assignments, we don't know which person will take the book. Is that right? Now, I'm happy to say I'm supporting my teachers. Ain't no power like the power of the people, like the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, like the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, like the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Thank you.
Chicago and family, make some noise! Brothers and sisters, our good fight here in Chicago has inspired others to stand up and fight back. Just today, while we have rallied, dozens of workers at the Walmart giant warehouse near Joliet have just walked out on strike over unfair labor practices. It's not just about Chicago. They will need support. Please visit warehouseworkersunited.org
And if you can, join them on their picket line in Elmwood, Illinois. Again, warehouseworkersunited.org.
Brothers and sisters, the IFT, 103,000 members, stands with you. You've created a beachhead, and we're going to turn the attack on teachers and educators, and it starts here, and it keeps going. We're with you all the way. Solidarity forever!
Okay, next to the mic, we have President of the Chicago Federation of Labor, Jorge Ramirez.
Brothers and sisters, the 320 unions that make up the Chicago Federation of Labor and over 500,000 working men and women have always been by your side. On behalf, you're welcome. On behalf of all those affiliated local unions, a lot of heads of different organizations have spoken today. Right? I might be the president of the Chicago Federation, but I want to thank you for this week, for leading the labor movement this week here in Chicago and across the nation. There have been expressions of solidarity from LA to New York because they know what we all know here in Chicago. As the Chicago teacher goes, so goes the nation. Keep going. Stay united. Stay together. Are you going to stay together? Are you going to stay united? Thank you.
Our next speakers are Carrie Modoviloft, Madison Teachers Incorporated, and Mary Catherine Ricker, St. Paul, Minnesota Federation of Teachers.
Hello, Chicago from Madison, Wisconsin. My name is Carrie Modoviloft. I am the president of MTI. We are also in a little battle down in Madison. You might have heard about it. I think a lot of you came down with us, if I remember. But I am here today to tell you something loud and proud. I am a teacher. And today, because of CTU, every teacher across this country is holding their head a little higher. No longer do we say, I am just a teacher. We now say, I am a teacher. When teachers are at the table, the quality of everything and the welfare and health of the entire educational system is improved. In Madison last night, as we gathered to support you in solidarity, and we raised $700 in one movement night for you. But something amazing happened in Madison last night. I don't know whether you heard. Last night in Madison, as my teachers and other union people across the state were gathered for you, Act 10, the law striking down collective bargaining against the teachers in Madison, Wisconsin, was struck down. Brothers and sisters, all my teachers in the crowd, say it with me today. I am a teacher.
Good afternoon. My name's Mary Catherine Ricker, and I am here today first to thank Karen Lewis and the entire Chicago Teachers Union team for your generous invitation to speak today, and thank you for your extraordinary leadership that brought us all here today. A strike is never an easy choice. In fact, we know it's a last resort when all else has failed. Your extraordinary sacrifices of time with your students, of time with your families, and risking financial stability is not lost on us. Like your president, I am a national board certified teacher who sees teaching and union activism as complementary missions to directly improve people's lives. I am here representing the teachers of St. Paul, Minnesota, in 1946 because we wanted our windows to shut. We wanted to fix condemned school buildings. We wanted enough textbooks for our students. We wanted job security. And we wanted a more responsive administration than the mayoral-controlled, political favored school system that had been deaf to what was needed for better schools. Does that sound familiar to you? Those teachers won better schools for those students, and so will you. But I am not here just to reminisce about the past. I am here to represent educators of St. Paul who stand with you today, looking to a future of better schools with that same optimism and tenacity as you. These are the same issues at our bargaining table, the same goals for our students and their families. We are in solidarity with our community and with you. Like you, we bring up solutions to support families that include just housing policies, because students shouldn't count on the only roof they have as our schools, especially if that roof is leaky. We work for just health care policies. We advocate along our brothers and sisters for living wages, because every worker deserves that dignity. And we advocate for dependable class sizes for every child to have music, art, world languages, and more, because it is a vital part of instructing students to be more than test takers, to make them innovative, creative, rightful inheritors of the future of America's ingenuity. Contrary to what non-educators say about us, we don't bring these things up because they keep us from teaching. They don't understand. We bring these things up because the violence these injustices do to our students keep us up at night. Chicago teachers, support professionals and families, you have our support. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, at this time, I'm bringing up Mark Richards, President, Professors Union, Miami-Dade County. He is also Special Counsel to the AFT President, Randy Weingartner.
We've only got one more speaker, but it's important to listen up. As one of the lawyers involved in this case, we do have an announcement, and it's important. As we sit here, the negotiators for the CTU and the CPS are still meeting. The importance of every word, every comma, every sentence is critical. Our English professors and teachers know that. Everyone knows it. The language has not yet been finalized. The strike is still on. The language has not been finalized. The strike is still on. Everyone is hopeful, and everyone is working towards that goal of getting conclusion, but the language is not finished, and the strike is still on. Our last speaker needs no introduction. Quiet up as we get ready. Those who do not understand public education, they look at the violence in this city and they have one answer: test it, test it. They see that we don't have libraries and we don't have enough social workers and nutrition and nurses, and they say, charterize it, charterize it, charterize it. They want to take teachers who have pedagogical expertise, study, get board certified, stay up way past bedtime doing lesson plans and getting ready, and take their own money out of their pocket for the kids they love, and they want to silence teacher participation. But they made a mistake. They made a misjudgment. There were two things they forgot: the power of the union and Karen Lewis. Karen Lewis says, we do what's right for children. It's children first, not millionaires with checkbooks. It's children first, not think tanks with political contributions. It's about teaching and learning and doing what's right. So Karen Lewis says she wants parent participation, community partnerships, and above all, give the professional teachers and paras the tools they need to open the minds of our children. This woman has stood tall, and she taught all of us a lesson. First and foremost, she's a teacher. And she taught everyone, including me, that there's power in the 99%, that there's power in truth, and there's power in teaching. And Chicago and the CTU, thanks to Karen Lewis, has told the world real teaching and real schools and real relationships with communities and kids count. Bring her up, Karen, Karen. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Brothers and sisters, what makes me most proud is that in this crowd I see some of my former students. Where are my paras? Where are the paraprofessionals? Where are my paras? Where are the people who know what's going on in the community with our children? Where are you? Brothers and sisters, I have to tell you, I am very tired. As you can imagine. But what I'm tired of are the lies and the name-calling and the vilification of the people who do the work every single day to make the difference in our children in Chicago's lives. I am tired of billionaires telling us what we need to do for our children as if they love our children more than we do. I want them to turn off the air conditioning in 125 South Clark and work like we work. To turn off the air conditioning on the 5th floor of City Hall and let them work like we work. I want them to turn off the air conditioning at the Gates Foundation and the Broad Foundation and the Walton Foundation so they can see what our children have to suffer under. I want them to come sit in a classroom with peeling plaster and notebooks, and I want them to be evaluated. I want to be evaluated. I want somebody to tell me how I can get better as a teacher. I want them to come into my classroom and see what it is I do. people have their air conditioners turned off. I want them to not be able to go to the dentist when they have a toothache. I want them to not be able to go to a physician when they are feeling ill. I want them to understand what it means to be hungry, what it means to be homeless, and what it means to be uncomfortable while you give me a test. I want them to show us, where are the billionaires marching? Why do they have so much influence? Because they can write a check. They only have one vote. I want to know why, when we ask for textbooks and materials on the first day, when children walk into a building, that somehow we're being unreasonable. I want somebody to tell me why that is. I want somebody to tell me why asking for more than 325 social workers for a system of 400,000 children is unreasonable. I want you to tell me why you have to test my kindergartners 5 and 6 times a year when they haven't even learned how to play. I am tired of people telling us that we're thugs. I would like for 125 South Clark to be stable. If it's not stable at the top, how is it going to be stable at the bottom? We are the foundation, and they're trying to destroy us. And when we say we will not be destroyed, because that's not what's good for children. Evaluate me. Show me how I can get better. But don't tell me some random test you pulled off of a shelf that a child sits down and bubbles in is going to tell you what I've done. It does not. My father taught woodshop and drafting in Chicago public schools. My late father, God rest his soul. And I have his picture on my desk. My father always told me, you have to use the right tool for the right job. We want the right instrument. Tell me why that when we tell you the truth, that your policies are harming children, we're trying to stand in the way of bad policy. And guess what? The people who are making their policies, you see this piece of paper? Do you all see this? It represents a chart of the experience of the people who make policy about education. Here's their experience. Here's their chart. What's on it? Nothing. 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 Brothers and sisters, we did not start this fight. We have tried. We want to work with people. That's how we roll. We are collaborative. Collaboration integration is the best thing you can do to make schools better. When I work with my sister down the hall, she teaches me something new, I teach her something new. But if you're going to introduce the market into my classroom, why would I help the sister down the street when I'm trying to get something for me? That's not education. I don't care what they say. We will not harm our children. You are asking us to do harm to children, and that's why we're here. And I don't think people understand that. Yesterday I heard somebody called me a union thug. About it, and I didn't answer appropriately because it was some senator from a right-to-work state, and I just didn't answer appropriately, and I thought about it last night, and I said, wow, is this guy in 6th grade? Really? You don't have an argument, so you name call. That's like when you don't have a vocabulary, you have to cuss, right? So I'm going to go back to work, but I want you all to know, let me explain something to you. A woman came up to me and said she got a text from her principal telling their faculty that they should report to work tomorrow and Monday to prepare their rooms. And what I want to tell you is, we're on strike. We have a framework for an agreement. We don't have an agreement. We have a framework for an agreement. So I want you to all understand that until you hear it from CTU, I didn't hear you. Until you hear it from CTU, there you go. Brothers and sisters, I am honored and humbled by the love you all show me. It is strengthening. But that love, okay, but Thank you. But that love has to be spread to every single person here, because I would not be here if it wasn't for you and what you've done. No, don't stop that. Karen Lewis for retirement. You guys, I think, oh no. I didn't want this job. Okay, let's get serious. Let's get serious. Yes. Okay. Stop. Okay, thank thank you, but no thank you. Okay, so I just want to tell you that I cannot thank you enough, that the other officers, the staff members, the members of the rank and file who have been on our bargaining team, who have worked with us, this has been a beautiful, democratic process with a small d, people. Because the voice of the people will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be divided. The people united will never be divided. The people united will never be divided. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. United will never be divided. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.